morning, student. Welcome back to my channel. Here with you the new topics of this second chapter, electrostatic potential and capacitance. The topic is about the electrostatics of conductors. You know that what is the meaning of conductors means that conductors are those which conduct electricity. So first of this, inside the conductor, first is inside the charge conductor, electric field is zero, and second one is that inside the conductor, you can say that interior of a conductor can have no excess of charge. Means inside the conductor Q remains also zero. So third one is that at third one is that at just outside the surface, electric field means E is perpendicular to the surface. We will discuss later on. Similarly, next one is that after this, electrostatic potential on the surface of a conductor is constant. So it means that we can say at every point, or you can say each point on its surface we remain same, means electrostatic potential remain same. Clear? After this, the fourth one is that at the surface of conductor, the electric field is given by sigma over epsilon naught of nk, which is perpendicularly in outward direction. Here n cap is unit normal vector, and then one more property is here, surface charge density. Surface charge density is different at different points. Of the conductor. Means on the surface you can say that the surface charge density is different at different point. The conductor, the electric field is zero. Second one is that inside, or you can say interior of the conductor, the charge is zero, or you can say that can have no charge, and after that at the surface of a conductor, the electric field is normal to the given surface at that point, and after that the electrostatic potential on the surface of a conductor is constant, or you can say that it is same at every point. So at this property second last, so the value of electrostatic field, or you can say that the value of electric field on the surface is given by, or you can say it is represented by E is equals to sigma over epsilon naught into n cap. Here n cap is unit vector, or you can say unit normal vector, whose direction is normal to the given surface in outward direction. Whose direction is normal to the surface, which is in outward direction. So we can say that the direction of electric field depends here. The direction of electric field is, we know that the direction of electric field is normal to the given surface, but there are two conditions, either inward to the conductor or outward to the conductor. It depends on the value of surface charge density. If the surface charge density is positive, it means that the direction of electric field normally outward direction. If the surface charge density negative, and the direction of electric field is toward the conductor normally. So the surface charge density direction depends on the nature of charge. So after that, here the surface charge density is different at different point, in which we will discuss the surface charge density for positive charge is positive, for negative charge is negative, and after that we can say that here when we talk about the surface charge density, because the surface charge density, you know that sigma is equals to q by a and a is equals to pi r square. So we can say that if the radius of curvature is smaller, it implies that the area of that cross sectional area will also smaller. So by this value, the surface charge density on that area will be larger as compared to the other. So we can say that the surface charge density inside the conductor, or surface charge density of a conductor, is different at different point. So one by one I will explain the properties here. First part is that the inside the conductor electric field is 0. So for that I will consider here a conductor ABCD in front of you, which is placed inside a space, or you can say that which is placed inside an electric field which is external, denoted by E naught, and you are able to see that here this one is the positive terminal of electric field which is in higher potential, and this one is the negative terminal of electric field which is in lower potential. So the electric field lines move from positive charge to negative charge, or you can say that higher potential to lower potential. Due to electric induction, the opposite charge is induced nearby the plate, means nearby this terminal and this terminal. So by induction, this plate is positive, so by induction this plate of the conductor induced by a charge which is negative, and on the other hand we can say that either this way, either from this side, if this charge is negative, by the same electric induction this terminal will be positive, and the induction of charge inside the terminal of plate, or you can say that the terminal of conductor AB and CD is such that, see, when we apply an external field outside this, the direction of electron flow is from the plate CD to plate AB, which is opposite to the direction of external electric field E naught. Due to this induced charge, these are the charges, this is negative charge and this one is positive charge. Due to this induced charge, an induced electric field, means that due to this induced charge, an electric field is induced inside the conductor, which is called induced electric field, denoted by P, whose direction is from this positive charge to this negative charge. And as well as we increase the value, as well as we increase or decrease the value of external electric field, so that the value of induced electric field also changes with respect to this. It means that sometimes when we increase the value of external electric field, the value of this induced electric field will also increase, because more induction is there, and if the more induction is there, more charges are there, and due to the large amount of charge inside this terminal, the electric field which is induced is increases. So when the electron, as we discuss here, the electron will flow from this negative terminal to this positive terminal, you can say that from CD terminal to AB terminal, and the induced electric field, here you can see that the value of induced electric field will oppose the flow of electron till that time the flow of electron stops. And if the flow of electron stops, the condition for this, for which the flow of electron stop, is when the EP is equals to E naught. So we can say that if the flow of electron stops, now the electric field which is induced and the external electric field induced numerically equal. So we can say that the net electric field, which is E naught minus EP, is called E net, is equals to 0. Hence we can say that inside the conductor the net electric field is 0. After that we talk about the second property, which is interior of a charged conductor can have no excess of charge. Means that when we talk about inside the conductor, as you know that electric field inside the conductor from the first case is zero from the previous discussion. So when the electric field is inside the conductor is zero, so that time we can use by Gauss law EDS is equals to Q naught by epsilon naught, or you can say that phi E for an enclosed for a given volume enclosed by a surface S. We can say that EDS equals to 0. As you know, the value of E is equals to 0. So from this discussion, if I will write like this, EDA, so since E is equals to 0, so we can say that the value of Q over epsilon naught will also 0 because E is also 0. So here the value is 0, so it implies that Q is equals to 0. So hence, at last we can say that interior of a charged conductor can have no excess of charge. Clear, student? Means the value inside the conductor, the value of charge inside the conductor is 0 because the electric field inside the conductor is 0. And after that we talk about the third case. Students, for this property here, the third property is that just outside the surface of a charged conductor, the electric field is normal to the given surface. Either you can see the diagram here or there. So see in this diagram which is drawn by me in second phase, in which you can see that in previous first case electric field is 0 and this V remain constant. Because in second case, see, just imagine that here we are able to see that the electric field lines, which is external electric field E, so the electric field lines are normal to this surface. If suppose the corner of this surface are just like curved, if suppose the corner of this surface are like curved surface, then you can see, student, the direction of electric field lines in this surface such that the electric field lines are normal to the given surface at this point or at any other point where the lines are falling. So in the same way you can say that the motion of light, the motion of electric field lines in this way is such that it appears normal to the given surface. You can see it is just because of curved surface, it is just normal to the surface. So here you can see that it is 90 degrees. So now let's see how it is normal to the given surface. As you know that under electrostatic condition, under electrostatic conditions, if the flow of charge in the conductor becomes stop, if the flow of charge stop inside the conductor, if the flow of charge inside the conductor stops, or flow of charge inside the conductor stops, then we can say that the tangential component of electric field along the direction of electric field lines is 0, which is, you can consider Ex, E cos theta is equals to 0. If this equals to 0, it implies E will not equal to, E cannot be 0 because it is an electric field on the surface. So we can say that cos theta is equals to 0, it implies theta is equals to 90 degree. So here we can say that if theta is equals to 90 degree, it means that the electric field is normal to the given surface. On the other hand, if you want to know about this, so I will use here the motion means that I will use here one formula, which is drift velocity or drift speed of electron. Vd is equals to E over m of tau. Tau is your relaxation time, m is the mass of electron, E is the electron charge, and capital E is the electric field. So here if I consider the flow of electron is parallel to the direction of you can say that electric field, so I will use here the electric field component Ex, means along the x-axis direction, which is parallel to the electric field lines direction. So here if the electron motion, the movement of electron stops, so we can say that the value of Vd, because electron is moving inside the conductor in drift velocity, with the drift velocity we'll study this in upcoming chapters. So Vd is equals to 0. So if Vd is equals to 0, so we can say that Ex tau over m is equals to 0. So from this relation we can say that Ex is equals to 0. If we think about Ex, so Ex is equals to E cos theta, which is equals to 0. So it implies that cos theta is equals to 0 because E is not equal to 0. So theta is also again here equals to 90. So from this relation we can say that here when we write, student, see one thing, when we write here about E cos theta is equals to 0 degree, in which you see theta is equals to 90, so E cos theta can be written as E vector dot n cap vector also, because mod of unit vector is equals to 1, so I can write this if we want to write in dot product way. So we can write vector E dot mod of n cap. After that the angle between these two cos theta, so here E cos theta is the answer. And if you think more about the n cap, means that n cap is the normal unit vector along the area vector, means the direction of n cap is same as the direction of area vector. And if the dot product of these two equal to 0, it implies that the electric field is normal to the n cap. Or you can say that in place of n cap, the electric field is normal to the area vector. So that's why the conclusion is that the electric field at the surface of a conductor is normal to the given surface at that point. If we think about this point, or this point, or this point, at every point you will see that the electric field is normal to the surface. There are two conditions, either in outward direction or inward direction. It depends on the nature of charge, by which we can consider sigma, which is surface charge density, is either greater than 0 or less than 0. So here this condition is explained by in this way. Here student, the fourth condition is that here we will see about the electrostatic potential, or you can say that electric potential is constant throughout the volume of the given conductor, and also the same for all points on the surface of the conductor. So here we will see that how the V is constant throughout the volume of the given conductor and how it is same. So for that we will take the result of first condition, in which we see that E is equals to 0 inside the conductor, and by the relation between the electric field and the electric potential, you know that this relation comes from the equipotential surface formula. E is equals to dV over dr. So from this relation we get here, if we substitute the value of E is equals to 0 in this equation, so we can say that dV over dr is equals to 0. It implies electrostatic potential difference or electric potential difference is 0, is equals to constant. Because if you differentiate any constant number, then you will get a 0 value. So we can say that V remains constant. If V is constant on the surface of a conductor, so we can say that at different point the electric potential remains same also, because V is constant. So here V1, V2, V3, V4, V4, V5, V6, Vn, they all are constant equals to V. So we can say that in place of this, at every point of the surface the electric potential is same. After this we will discuss about rent. For this case number 5, in which we want to calculate the value of electric field at the surface of this charge conductor, which will be E vector is equal to sigma over epsilon naught of n cap. So for that we draw a cylindrical surface, which is cylindrical Gaussian surface of very small height, in which there are two surfaces, upper surface and lower surfaces, like that. The lower surface just inside the surface or inside the conductor, and the upper surface is just at outside the conductor. So for that we will calculate the electric field at just inside the conductor. We know that the electric field inside the conductor is 0, so here the electric field is 0, and just at the surface of an elementary area, suppose I consider ds. For that, if we want to calculate the electric field with the help of Gauss theorem, if q is the charge enclosed by this surface, means that if the charge enclosed by this surface is q, so for that we will calculate the electrostatic, we will calculate here the electric field by using Gauss theorem. So for that, see here, by using Gauss theorem, or you can say that from the given diagram, we can consider a Gaussian surface, cylindrical Gaussian surface of surface charge density sigma in vacuum. Clear? So what we will do here, inside of, if you want to write much more about this, you can add vacuum, so that the height of cylinder is very small. So if the height is very small, so we can say that therefore electric field inside the conductor in this Gaussian surface is E is equals to 0. Now for outside the conductor, the Gauss theorem for this elementary area ds, which is d phi E is equals to E dot ds. And students, see here the unit area means that direction of unit vector is along the same direction of area vector. See, the direction of electric field and area vector is same. So here we can say that d phi E is equals to EDS. Clear, student? So after this, if you know that, as you know that Q is the charge enclosed by the given surface S in volume V, so we can say that by using Gauss theorem, d phi E can be written as Q over epsilon naught for this elementary surface ds, which is equals to E into ds. So that you will see here E is equals to Q over epsilon naught. By interchanging this, it is equals to ds. And after this, beta, see, and after this, students, see, as you know that sigma is the surface charge density for this elementary surface ds, Q over ds for this elementary area. So from this relation we can write sigma into ds. So after substituting this value here, we will get E is equals to sigma over into ds over epsilon naught ds. ds cancel. So at last we can say E is equal to sigma over epsilon. If you want to write this electric field intensity in vector form, so you need one vector, which is your unit vector n cap. So in vector form you can write here the electric field intensity E vector is equal to sigma over epsilon naught of n cap. So this is the electric field intensity on the surface of charge conductor. Clear, student? So after that, at last, this case in which we discuss here, the surface charge density is different at different point. So here we can consider when the conductor is placed an external electric field supposed to be which is E naught. When the conductor is placed an external electric field, there is an rearrangement of charging of flow of negative charges. Means electron will flow here and there because they are free electrons. After on moving the free electrons inside the conductor, or you can say that on moving the free electron in conductor, there is a rearrangement of charges on account of negative charge. So for that the charge per unit area is different, means here the charge per unit area is different, here in different type of areas the charge per unit area in the conductor is different. So when the charge per unit area is different in the conductor, it means that the surface charge density, because surface charge density is also charge per unit area, if you want to write like this, if A is equals to 1, so you can say that charge per unit area is equals to surface charge density. So due to the rearrangement of charges, or you can say that rearrangement of charges on account of flow of negative charge, the surface charge density or charge per unit area is different at different point. It means that when we talk about this part, supposed to be this part is P, this part is Q, this part is R, this part is S. P, Q, R, S are the elementary areas. You can say the different type of areas. So when we talk about this, here the sigma will be positive because the charges are positive. Or you can write like this, plus Q. So when we talk about here the charges are negative, so sigma value is less than 0. Similarly here also the charges are positive, sigma value greater than 0. Here also the charges are negative, so sigma value is less than 0. So for positive charge we can say that for positive charge sigma will be greater than 0. For negative charge sigma less than 0. And on the other hand, as you know that the sigma is equals to Q by A, and if we think about the radius of curvature of that surface, curvature R is smaller, it implies area is also smaller. So when the area is smaller, so with the help of this relation we can say that sigma is greater. So for different type of cross section area, the value of sigma is different at different points. Hence the conclusion is that at different points on the surface of conductor, the surface charge density is different. So I will write this like a conductor placed in external electric field E naught, the rearrangement of charges, rearrangement of charges on account of flow of negative charge. It means the charge per unit area is different at different point on the surface of conductor, is different at different point on the conductor, on the surface of conductor. So if charge is positive, suppose charge is positive, sigma is greater than 0, it will also positive. If charge is negative, sigma is also less than 0, means it is also negative. So this is the different, means at different values. You can see the diagram in different points. Somewhere the charges are positive, that time the value of sigma is greater than 0, and the places where charge is negative, the value of sigma is less than 0. And since sigma is equals to, we know that Q by A, and you can say that here A is equals to pi r square. So if we think about the different values of sigma in term of radius of curvature, so we can say that if at all points, so you can say that at some points, if at some points radius of curvature here r, which is radius, you can in normal way, in circular way, you can consider radius of curvature is small, then A is also small or smaller. So when r is small, then A is small, then by this relation sigma is greater or greatest or large, sigma is large, and vice versa. So you can say that in some places, in some points where the radius of curvature is small, then area is also small. When the area is small, then sigma is also, when the area is small, then sigma will be larger or greater, because these two are inversely proportional in relation. So this is the way by which we can say that the surface charge density is different at different points. So student, these 6 points are important for you to understand the electrostatics of conductor. So try these 6 points at your home with a practice to understand what are the meaning of these statements in favor of conductor when it placed in external electric field, and what will be the electrostatic of conductor for these type of cases. So thank you for watching this video, student. So please revise this topics 1 or 2 times at your home. Thank you, and till next time.